What time do I want?
Yeah,
I was going to ask you first, but I realised I don't care what you want. So we have just about 1 hour, I think.
To chat all the shit about the skates.
Yeah, we're going to say. Okay.
I'm going to be the Cat Williams one.
Hi guys, and welcome to the very first episode of the Skaters Podcast, hosted by myself, Christabelle. And today we have a very, very special first guest. State your name.
I'm Amir, but most of you know me as Skate Things.
Yes, sir. I decided to bring on Amir today because I know me and Amir can talk. we will be talking. But without further ado, just to kind of break the ice, I don't know if you saw, I was asking people what their pet peeves were. Actually, no, you responded.
I did.
Yeah. So what we're going to start by doing is going through some of those pet peeves. And I chose ones that you might kind of resonate with, or that you might, you know what I'm saying.
Did you have mine in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I think so.
Can we end with mine?
Yeah.
Okay, let's end with mine.
Say that, hold on. Skaters that can't read the room. For example, those that want to speed skate when the music is going, I don't know what BPM, but we're doing Usher right now.
Yeah.
Why are you...
We're not chopping.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the way that I've always thought about it, when COVID hit and a lot of the new skaters started, everyone started in car parks or in their own respective places. And now that we're outside of COVID and we're all skating together, getting different styles to coexist in one place.
Definitely.
And I feel like we don't really have an etiquette built up around what we're doing anyway. It's just kind of a free-for-all.
I think the rink culture is quite new to a lot of us.
Yeah, even like putting in a lane system, like fast on the outside, slow on the inside, whatever. We don't even really have an established thing like that yet anyway.
It's true. Because I feel like in America, because they all do it, they just all know. Like they all even go one direction.
Yeah.
Like they all just know what the pattern is all the time. But since we're here right now, let's just let the people them know what is the rink etiquette. So I'm going to start by saying, first of all, like he said, the lanes. The outside lane is the faster lane. Now that's a bit problematic because sometimes you get like learners on the side and they're clinging to the side. So it's really tricky to, like the slower you are, the more towards the center.
Should be.
And then right in the center is for the jammers and the stationary people.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Yes, that is the established idea in America.
Yeah.
But I think we're different, and we're different because we're top heavy. So there are more newer / beginner skaters than there are advanced. And also, one thing that's unique about us is that we go both ways. We go anti and counter, and anti and clockwise. It's kind of important that we shape and change our rules to fit what we have. So I think it should be fast closer to the inside and slow on the outside, which kind of changes it up a little bit. It's so much better and less of the newer skaters and the casual skaters get in the way if they're just able to go around outside, and they can get on and off the rink way easier. Do
you know what though? I feel like if you had faster skaters in the middle, that would, one, cause problems for the jammers, and B, like we want to be on the outside because it's the biggest circumference. Like we don't want to be going fast around the same, like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same little small circle.
In commercial rinks, it's harder to really enforce those things.
Okay, this one is like, it's not even about the skaters, but this is just someone's pet peeve that I found quite funny.
Okay.
When the DJ is DJing and the music is not blending. Most of the DJs are, respectable. We have our Don Diego, we have our Mr. Mac. Like, we love you all. But there have been some times where I have been raising my eyebrow at the DJ, like, what are we creating here? Do you know what it is for me? When they jump from genre to genre, and it's like, how is anybody supposed to get into it?
Yeah, I feel you. I think in the same way that you've done skating shoots and stuff, haven't you? At least a few.
Nah.
You've done some stuff.
I've done one and I was an extra. And
you've done things like shoots outside of skating too, right?
No.
Yes, you have.
What?
I'm pretty sure you've done stuff.
No.
Anyway, my point is that if you've ever done any kind of skating, I got
some photos taken one time, but that wasn't a shoot.
Yeah, okay, but that kind of helps my point.
Yeah.
My point is that
I got swindled. I had to pay. Anyways,
I don't even want to go into that right now.
It's not.
I feel like if you're a director, right? You're a director. You direct the kind of movies that you make, right? Or the shoots that you do or whatever, right? If you're a director and you want to do skating stuff, you need someone to be an advocate of the skaters, to be like, okay, this is what's within their own possibility. This is what you should be trying to get, and this is how you should get them to do the things that you need them to do, right? You can't just be like, okay, let's capture a spin. Oh, that spin was dope. Can we do it a few more times? No, I can't do it a few more times. How about that? How about that? You can't,
They just
right?
want you to be twirling.
Right. They just want you to be, like, it doesn't take years and years and years of mastery to do that, right? And I put it forward in the same way that I would talk about the skating DJs. Like, the genre of a skate DJ is its own thing. You know what I mean? Like, just being a DJ doesn't mean you can play for skaters. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
And I'm sure someone will probably say something in the comments, but I'm sure people will say the same thing about if you were a DJ but you went to play at a house event, you need to be a house DJ to play at a house event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to be a disco DJ to play at a disco event or whatever.
Very true.
And I feel like it's the same thing with skating. Like, there is skating music, like high BPM stuff.
Yeah.
And there's things that we need to hear, and those things need to blend correctly for us to be able to enjoy our night and to skate, you know.
Amen.
And I don't think anyone really knows that, and people who are booking DJs, they might not know that either, if that makes sense.
Who's your favourite DJ?
Mr. Made You Look.
Seen. Yeah, very, very respectable. And also, honourable mention, DJ Kanye. I really like DJ Kanye. Have you heard him?
Yes, a few times.
Yeah, he's young. He's like 18.
Yeah, he was playing a slow set once when I was at Flippers, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Mr. Made You Look. We got to shout Onyx as well. Can never forget Onyx.
Yeah, big Onyx.
Got to shout my guy Onyx.
Skate Love, come on now.
Yeah.
Onyx, you know
working hard,
deal.
killing the game.
You know the deal. And Dom Diego, come on. Like, you guys know the deal.
Dom has been the skate DJ for like all of my skating life.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I started to go Fixate had been open for like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Yeah, Dom was the guy, man.
See, with Dom,
Is the guy.
Whenever we see like the lineup for the night, as soon as I see Dom Diego, I'm there.
Yeah.
I don't care about whoever was before him, whoever's after him.
Yeah.
If Dom Diego is there,
yeah,
I
we
will
already
also
know.
be there.
Shout out to my guy Dom.
I keep looking in the mirror, which is really bad.
Oh yeah, there's a mirror behind us.
Yeah, sorry. You guys have probably seen it. I keep looking in the mirror and I look crazy. I need to stop. People who cut through the middle of the rink. I feel like you've probably encountered this a lot of times.
I'm that guy.
Why are you that guy?
Okay, so
Because you're also a jammer, so you're like...
Okay, but I'm good at it, right?
Fez.
Here's my Cat Williams moment, yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's a problem until you're good at it. So, for example, right? If I don't notice you weaving, you can weave whenever you want. If I don't notice you, it doesn't matter. But if I notice you, if I'm dipping or if I'm doing my thing and I got to slow down or I got to speed up because I know you're coming, you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I hear that still.
I always say that. So
You shouldn't ruin my flow.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of the Americans, and I'm a shout out my guy Pepe, but Pepe is a big dude, right? And when he cuts through the middle, as he does, I never notice him. And so it's not a problem. So if you're going to do something, you need to do it either well or just don't do it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Some people overestimate like what they can do or what they can't do or whatever. And then when something happens, some people won't apologize or some people won't want to own up to it straight away, which I see a lot as a marshal.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've had to stop people and say, I'm not going to lie, you hit so-and-so and you didn't even look back. You didn't even...
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll say, oh, well, I'm going fast, so how am I supposed to stop? So if you can't control yourself and you can't stop, you shouldn't be going that fast.
That's
you
true.
You can't deal with the repercussions of going that fast.
I completely agree. Just a quick example. One of my pet peeves is people who spin on the lanes, right? So as you're going around, if you stop and you just do a spin,
Okay, yeah.
I don't like that. But if Zeph did it, I don't mind.
Why is
Because when Zeph spins in the middle, I know that he knows where he is. He's not going to be moving like this. Like he's right there in the middle. He's going to do a spin. And if he feels uncontrolled, he's going to start again.
Wait, when you said you don't like people spinning in the lane.
Yeah, so you know like when you're skating, when you're skating around,
Yeah.
I don't like when people just stop and spin.
Oh, okay.
But if Zeph does it, because I know...
Because you know that he knows what pace he's going
He
at.
knows his pace.
He's seen the gap.
Right.
He's going to do a three spins and
he's gone.
keep
right?
stepping. Yeah.
I know that I feel safe moving around when he's spinning in the middle.
Yeah, I hear that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
That's like
But it depends who it is.
Onyx, yeah. There's been so many times where like I just see in the corner of my eye, there's a leg flying in the air. And then I hear a bang, I turn around, nothing's happened. It's just Onyx.
Yeah.
It's just Onyx twirling and whirling. Like, if you've ever seen Onyx on the rink, his presence is this big.
Yeah.
Like, legs, arms, everywhere. Like, it's fantastic, but he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Therefore, I've never really seen him take anyone out.
No.
I've never seen, like, I think that there's a lot of skaters, like, when you get to a point, it's like, you would rather take yourself out than take someone else out.
100%.
Like, because you know you're gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I agree. It's about understanding space and being aware, I think.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest parts of skate etiquette that I don't really think we talk about much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was funny. Someone just put youngers.
You should have named and shamed these people, man.
No, I don't want to do that because I want to encourage people to give me things. Because I don't want people to be scared to say things because they're scared they're going to get baited.
Right.
You know
Okay,
I
I feel you. But I feel like a real step towards building a functional community is about us standing 10 toes down.
Stand on business.
Stand on business. And be mindful that what we're putting into the world needs to be heard. And you should stand with your chest. That's what I think.
That's why we're here, though.
Right.
That's why we're here, to stand on business for them.
Oh.
Yeah, that is my purpose, guys. To give you guys a platform to stand on business.
Right. Let's go. I'm gonna say something about youngers. Right. I don't like the youngers, but the reason I don't like them is not because they're young, but I'm only 28, right? But I don't like them because
I'm joking.
Sorry?
I'm joking.
Because we can step outside today.
No, because I'll have you.
It's not because they're young. It's because I feel like also there has to be a sense of community. Like we all have to feel like we're supporting each other. Yeah. If I want to do something and I know that you're if you're doing like a group slow walk, right? I know I can't just like do a lift next to you lot. I can't do that or something.
You lift people a lot?
Not so much anymore.
Oh, you used to do that a lot? That was like your thing? Damn, we might need to get into that. I want to be lifted.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But I love the youngers when they come up and ask me questions.
Yeah.
I always get questions about like skate setup and stuff, which I'm the worst person to ask, but like I'm still figuring out myself. I want us all to work together. There was a lot of like negative stories that were coming out about the youngers, right? Of like, all the streets.
Becoming like a scapegoat situation.
Right. But what happens is we're all brushed with the same brush. You know what I mean? So it's a reputational thing. It's also a cohesiveness thing. Like I feel like there's a lot of things, but I don't hate on the youngers.
Yeah.
And I hope that they know that.
I think also the fact that a lot of the younger people joined at the same time because like TikTok, right? So like that really pushed a lot of people to skate this year. And I feel like let's say you make a group of like 30 younger friends, because there's a lot of them. I don't know if you've been to RS or VS, there is a lot of them.
Yeah.
When you now all travel in that group, you're gonna stick to your groupy things and what your group knows. But also like, personally me, I started off as a chop and shuffle babe. I did not think I was ever gonna be like someone that likes jamming, like ever. I
just rolled my eyes.
Making a face.
I just rolled my eyes and I'm gonna say it, right? I think that's great. I love that everyone's starting off with chop and shuffling. I love that. But what I want is for people to not just stick to the thing that they know. I want everyone to, I'm not saying that everyone's got to get Rydell's or Adidas. Skating has many different forms. In London, we're starting to create our own styles. Like there's a lot of people who just all night are just slow walking around the rink.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful because we never had that before.
Yeah,
that's
also,
what's going to set us apart,
Sometimes I'll be like scrolling down my TikTok and I'll see like some like younger people, probably like no older than 18, and it'll be like a group of boys and they're all like learning a jam move. Yeah. Or like I actually taught some boys a jam routine the other day, which made me so happy because I was like normally like the boys aren't going straight into the jamming, they're going straight to the chopping, you know what I'm saying, and they actually have a lot of fun doing it as well. You meet so many people when you jam. I don't want to butcher her whole name, but I think it's Joash. Nope, let me not even try it. Nice. But you know who you are, Joe. She's older than me, but when we jam together, it's just like the unity is just there. I love her energy. I love everything about her. She's showing me things that I want to be doing, but I'm not doing because the people that I normally skate with aren't doing it. So now I'm like, okay, so let me put all my energy into this person and getting to know this person because they can teach me things.
Yes.
So you meet so many people, like, when you jam. Like, it's crazy. It's a bonding experience, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, you know, you're moving at a certain pace. Everyone's kind of standing around watching each other. Like, there's a lot of time to talk and to make friends and stuff like that. I agree with that. I just think that the only way for us to move forward as a community and really start to grow and develop these things as individual pockets of our community is to find that level of, like I say over and over again, community, ingratiating yourself, putting yourself in, making yourself involved, and just trying your best to sample as much. And I love that we have a bridge now. So like there's youngers and then there's like what you lot would maybe describe as the old gen or whatever. Like you're the bridge. You lot are the bridge. You're not like, I mean, when did you start again?
I started in 21, but I know what you mean though, because it was still before the like
the big push. Yeah. And also like, look who you skate with. Like you skate with skaters. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nadia and like a lot of the NC lot and like
working at
the heavy hitters
does help.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like you have access to all parts of the culture. You lot skate at Flippers with all the big skaters, but you also go to, where's this, the link up spots? Like Greenwich and like all those places, right?
There's VS, but I'm not too big on VS. But
maybe we shouldn't talk about VS.
For another day.
Right. Okay.
I just really want to quickly check that the mic is. Since we're on the topic of jamming, I actually wanted to ask, what's your favorite like jam? Not jam move, but like, you know, for example, you have the partner thing. You can have the figure eight thing going on. Like, what's your favorite thing about jamming? Like the thing that you find is the most fun?
I've always been a solo guy. I've been skating by myself. I've been skating for about 20 years. And I've been skating by myself
since you were 7.
Yeah, I started when I was 7. But I've been skating by myself longer than I've been skating with people. So I'm so used to just like finding my own vibe and just like moving around by myself. But I've been really starting to get into like a lot of the partner skating, doing duos and stuff like that. I've been very fortunate to have Mr. Major Look Daniel in my life, who's been...
He's a very good skater.
He's excellent. He's excellent. And he's been like really putting me on. He's a big guy, so he's like, and I'm a big guy too. And he's helping me move around and helping me light on my feet. We've been starting and he's been really challenging me to push myself a lot. So skating with him is always fun. So if it's not by myself, then skating with Daniel is always my go-to.
Okay. Personally for me, I like the figure eight, where everyone's just kind of going in between each other, spinning, doing pivots. Oh, I love it. Like, it's just such like a ball of energy. Yeah. And it just makes me so happy. Like, everyone's just trying not to hit each other, because we never do, you know, whatever. But yeah, I think that's my favourite. And also, one thing I was going to say as well, I think, because you, as I said, you meet like a lot of different people in the scene. Meeting a lot of older people has almost made me like excited to become like to grow up a lot more, because I see them like, and they still come out, they still have their fun, and I don't know, it just gives a like a, I don't know how to say, like, it makes me think positively about becoming like an adult, like for real, because you can still do the fun things and you can still, you know what I'm saying?
That's really heavy.
Yeah, that's genuinely how I think about it. Like, it's changed my perspective on like growing up.
Wow, that's great. I mean, I guess you never really think about that. Like when you're, how old are you?
20. When
you're young, like I guess you never really have access to being around people who are older than you. I mean, to you, like being 30 is like older. Because it's only because you're 20. Yeah. But when you're like 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, then like you'll realize that, you know, it's not. Yeah.
But even like being in the scene, it starts to blur a little bit.
Yes, yeah. Everyone's ages start to. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, but I think that's really heavy. That's such a like great, like, you should talk about that. For real, you should really though, like you should like do a full talk about that. Okay. That's really heavy. I never really considered that.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah,
I'll see if that branches off.
I like that. That's like a real life thing. Oh, that's dope.
Shout out to the older skaters, isn't it?
Let's go, man.
You lot really, man. Okay, this is my one. guys who tell you to get proper skates. Guys is this guy. Like, can I just say, guys is this guy.
Go off.
This is the main culprit.
Go off.
So I just like, I know, I want to say I hear it, but I don't.
Can I say something just before you finish? Right? Or before you get started?
Yeah.
You're gonna say what you have to say, and I'm gonna burst your bubble. Okay.
Say less.
You go.
Say less. Okay. So first of all, like, there's no such thing as proper skates. I was in my bowers. I would be in my bowers, or even my my flex lights, and this guy will come and tell me get proper skates. First of all, these skates already cost me like £150. So don't come and tell me they're not proper skates. Okay. Second of all, he won't even say like get proper like skates if you want to jam. He just says get proper skates, period. Which there's no such thing as proper skates, and I believe that you can. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say I believe that you can do anything in any skates if you really try. However, one thing I have realized recently, and I'm gonna give you credit, because if you cannot reach your full jamming potential without a jam boot, in my personal opinion, this is as someone who has fought tooth and nail to be a hockey babe through and through. And I didn't want to give them up. I was like, nah, I can hack it on the hockeys. I've got it. But every time I put my jamming boots on, I'm just like, this is so much easier.
Yeah.
Why am I struggling?
Right.
But still, don't tell people what skates to wear.
Okay.
Don't tell people their skates are unproper.
Okay. So are you ready for me to burst your bubble? Okay.
I'm ready.
So I used to be exactly like you. For anyone who's watching this right now.
Did you have hockeys?
I used to have derby boots. Right. So to anyone who's watching this right now, not just because I want you to follow me, but go to @skatethings, skate_things on Instagram. Scroll down as far as you can, and you will see the skates that I was rocking with for about 10 years. I bought 2 pairs of them, and they last me about 5 years each, right? The second I got some Rydell's, they're 120s, they're the flipper skates. The second I got some Rydell's, everything snapped. Everything just came into play. And I realized that what I was doing, for example, right? If you're someone who's into jogging, you need to buy the correct equipment, right? You could probably jog in the shoes you have on now. But do you want to? No, because they're not made for that. So you might be doing your best work, but the second you get some jogging boots that actually assist your feet, assist your body, make you feel better, you realize how much better you feel. And if you feel better, you can operate better. Yeah. It's always like buying the best equipment. I always say to people, if you just want to learn how to skate, it doesn't matter what skates you have. Yeah. But if you're trying to make yourself the best version of what you are, you have to give yourself the best opportunity to do that. And that's by buying the best equipment. Putting your money where your mouth is and saying, okay, these boots might cost me, £1,200. But I know these boots are going to last me forever, and I know that they're going to help me get to the place. It's an investment in yourself, which is the most important investment that we ever make.
He does make a good point.
I was 100% just like you lot. So when I say it, I'm not saying it because I'm an elite and I'm like, oh, you were in the wrong. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying it like, this is where I was, and Daniel used to get onto me. All the NC lot used to get onto me all the time, and they still do, because they're like, get proper skates, man. Like, you got these 120s, and like you got some little dead plate or whatever. Like, go get yourself, spend some money, go and buy yourself some real skates. You realize the difference. It's good for you. It's very good for you to have the best equipment, and it makes you respect your craft even more, because you know how much you put into it and how much you want to get out of it.
Well,
bubble burst. Right.
There you go. I think I do understand a lot more now. What you're saying. As I said, I have a jam boot now. So yeah.
You have Adidas, right?
Yeah, I do.
Proud
but I don't know if I wanted to say that.
I'm proud
because
of you.
I don't want people to start buying Adidas thinking that like we should all just have Adidas. You know what I mean?
There is no solution. There is no right boot. You don't have to buy Rydell's. You don't have to buy Adidas. There are tons of boots out there. You have to investigate, And the great thing about being a part of the skate scene is that you're part of the global skate community, and you can ask all the Americans. You just send them DMs. You'll be surprised how responsive people that you don't even know, who are just part of the community, are to your questions. Just go and ask. There's tons of options out there. Tons of options for plates. You don't just have to buy the basic plate, or just buy the plate that everyone says, or buy 3200s. You don't just have to buy 3200s. You can buy any boot. There's lots of options out there.
I know people who have gone from like Rydell to Adia and vice versa, like from rookie to Adia to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People, whatever works for people is what works for people. One second. I just want to change this to the pink shirt.
Go off.
Disclaimer, guys, what is here in the back is one of my t-shirts. If you don't know already, Good Girls Go Skating is on a t-shirt. My t-shirt, my slogan, yeah. Feel free to buy one. Good Girls Go Skating _ on Instagram.
Easy.
What were we just talking about? I just had something to say.
You were saying that you've known people who've gone from Adia to Rydell.
Oh, yeah. And also, okay, so personally for me, yeah, this is like, we keep going on the tangent, but I love it, to be honest, at this point. This is something that some people feel strongly about, and that's the thing of like getting boots before you're ready for that boot. Right. So, for example, with the hockey skaters, it's flex lights. Like, people don't want you to have a flex light first at the start. They want you to kind of like work your way up. The same with like Adidas. When I got Adidas, it was kind of a thing of like, you get the Adidas once you feel like you're actually ready to get into it. Have you ever felt that pressure, or do you think that's just something between small groups? Not pressure, but like, do you think that's a thing? Because I think that's a thing.
Maybe I do. I don't know if I do yet. I kind of need to think about it a little bit, but I think for me, it's more about money to me. So I'm privileged that I'm very fortunate that I've been able to skate for such a long time, and I have been teaching for such a long time too. And one of the things that I always say to people, or people always ask me about skates and what to get, I always say, when you're just learning, when you start, buy yourself some cheap skates. Go cheap. Don't go to Amazon. Don't go to Sports Direct. Okay? I think we should just say that off the rip. There should be like a flyer everywhere. Don't buy skates from Amazon or Sports Direct. Okay?
You don't think so?
No.
Because what if they don't actually like, they're not sure if they want to get into it?
I think you need something at least decent enough. Like, just for you to start, to give you, because I've seen some of them Amazon skates and they are terrible. The wheels don't spin, they got mushroom bearings in them. So you never really learn, you know what I mean? But I would say, go and get yourself a very decent pair of skates, nice and cheap, like do it real cheap and easy. Go to a store, like we have so many shops now.
Second-hand skates are a very good option, by the way.
Second-hand skates are a great option.
Everybody has bought a second-hand skate at least once in their life.
Yep.
Don't ever let anybody tell you different. We don't all splash the cash crazy. Nope. We buy second-hand.
Buy second-hand.
Yeah,
100%. There's a network of skaters who all have little skates underneath their beds that they're glad to sell for nice and cheap. I would always say, find yourself a nice cheap pair of skates and ruin those first, right? Play around with those. See if you even want to commit to it. See if skating is something that you want to do. Yeah. Once you realize you love it, get the skates you want. I'm not much of a rites of passage kind of guy. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, you've been skating for a certain amount of time and you're really good now, and you got X amount of followers on TikTok or whatever. Now you can buy the Adidas. Like, I'm just like, buy them once you realize that you want to spend time. Give yourself the best option to getting better, because hopefully once that feeling of like, I actually love this, and that starts to pass, and you're starting to get into, I'm getting really good now, then you move forward with the best pair of skates, the best piece of equipment you can. That's what I think.
And the last one, by yours truly, pet peeve. Number one pet peeve. Speed skaters.
There's a caveat to that though. Listen, speed skating is part of the London style. It's a sacred part of our community. It's not part of the London style, it's the London style. It's a sacred part of our community. It's very, very important to what we do. I feel like there's a bit of a bastardization of it a little bit, maybe, like it's not being showcased very well in like lots of different venues, and even in the places that it is, I feel like, it's kind of not done the best. I don't really see the elites out there anymore doing the thing, but it's hard to do. I know they did it at Essex, what's that called again? That place.
Yeah.
I know they do it a lot there, but I don't really know who goes there and stuff. I know they do a lot in like
Quay
outside
to get
London.
to as
It's
well.
Quay
But
to
it's
get
big.
to. Yeah, I seen.
You gotta drive.
And Harrow, they still do it at Harrow.
Yeah. They do.
I want to see the elites coming back, and or I want to see the younger lot turning into elites and going crazy and really hitting speed and stuff. But yeah, I just not all the time, man. You lot get a special time to do it. You get a special time to go out there and do your speed skating. Don't be speed skating while I'm trying to skate now. You lot get your time. And if you're gonna go backwards and you're gonna go kind of fast, then cool. If you're weaving, great. If I don't notice you and you just hit me with a little gust of wind, fine. But if you're blowing around the set, now I'm vexed.
Because I think also it's like what we said earlier about the reading the room. If you're hearing the music and the music is giving like we're slowing it down, or whatever, like if you still want to go backwards, at least try and chop to the beat or something. Like I don't know, like make it something. I don't know, because there's a lot more you can do. Like I don't know, guys. Just be creative with it.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't have to be 100 miles per hour all the time.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be. And then what happens is when it's time for you to speed skate, you talk about some. Oh no, I'm tired. What?
Right.
Make sense, man.
Do you know what? We actually had what was it? We had some guys that were speed skating at Flippers the other day, and like they were trying to speed skate during the slow sets, and we were like chill, and they were still pushing it a little. And then when the speed skate came, one of them actually dropped on their ass, and I was like, oh.
But you see what I'm saying though? Like how is that community? How is that like using the space? It's not fair. Like that's not what it's for. Look, I think that we should have in the same way, like Kai, one of the most innovative minds in the London skate scene when it comes to culture, when it comes to events. No one bigs up Kai enough, so that's my job. I'm big up Kai every single time I can. Kai used to have there was different times. So right after the speed skate used to be the lady skate. So you'd go on and you could play whatever music you like. If you want to be jump up and wind up, or if you want it to be nice and slow, you always get options for that. And then he started a few times he did like the men's skate, and that was sometimes turned into another speed skate, but it was oftentimes it was ego and vim and all that stuff, but oftentimes it was just an opportunity to showcase what you were doing and get a bit of space, right? And I like that. I think we should have some time every session for everyone to just have a bit of time. If you're a slow skater, here's a little 10 minutes of a slow set, right? And if you're not a slow skater, you sit on the side. For the ladies skate, give ladies a bit of time to do their thing. If it's speed, then speed. If it's not, then not. I like that. I think we should have more of those things.
That's
like that.
why that little 30 to 20 minutes we have at the end of every night is very important. Let me just say to the DJs out there, if you ever want to be a skate DJ, okay, make sure you have slow jams in there somewhere. I'm talking like Under the Influence by Chris Brown type slow. I'm talking Usher. I'm talking Big Sean, like some of the Janae, you know what I'm saying? Because we like that for like the last 20 to 30 minutes, just to kind of really tie things off. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's always
I'm
nice.
fed up hearing the same slow sets.
Hear that?
I'm fed up.
I hear that. And that's one good thing about Mr. Made You Look. The other day he done a slow set it was phenomenal. I can't remember what day it was. I think it was a Friday. It was in this month. It was phenomenal. He was giving us mixes that we don't really hear, and I feel like as a DJ he doesn't always play like the most commercial songs. He plays something with the same vibe, but it's a different song, which I quite liked hearing from.
I think your job as a DJ is to put people on. I think your job is to look at what the skaters are exposed to and be like, okay, cool, I found this record somewhere over here, and I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna mix it, and then next week I'm gonna give you a different mix of it so you can hear it in a different way, and then next week I'm gonna show you this, but I'm gonna lead into the next thing. I think it's
I shouldn't know what's coming.
Right. If I know your set, I'm not pulling up when you're playing.
Nah, I hear it, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear that still.
Dom was always the one that I was waiting for to get on the slow set.
Yeah.
Dom put me onto so many new artists, a lot of UK artists who were running slow jams. Like Dom was that guy. Like Dom was the guy that like I keep saying was, I don't mean to say was. Dom is the guy that like when he's playing his sets, you gotta have Shazam ready.
Facts.
Like you gotta have Shazam ready because Dom don't play. He goes for the jugular every time, and I think we need that. Like even Onyx. Like sometimes Onyx has some real fire, and Onyx is one of the only guys who are here playing D'Angelo. I'm gonna just say it for the young ones. D'Angelo, if you don't know who D'Angelo is, go give yourself an education.
I've heard the name.
That is my brother, right? If you want to hear them slow jams, if you want to hear real soulful neo soul music, Onyx has got that. So everyone's got a little contribution. I know Onyx plays a lot of garage and a bit of house here and there, and he mixes it. You know, he's a flipping, from Liverpool, so he's got some funny ways about him. But Daniel's
funny ways about
really influenced by like American music and like American, like how they mix things on the rink and stuff like that. So he has that real influence. Dom has this like very like homegrown feel of this, like all the DJs that I like have a little something about them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's what you need. You need some personality. Yeah. I think
that's true because that's what's going to set you apart.
I completely agree.
So that's it for the pet peeves section, which was basically the whole thing at this point. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask before we move on, just quickly, what is let's say with a female, what is a skating turn off for you?
Ooh,
be anything.
That's a great question.
I can go first.
Go off.
Like for me, a skating turn off with guys is guys who are like not willing to learn new things because they're afraid to look stupid, or because let's say a guy's really good at chop and shuffle and I'm like, oh, like learn this with me, and like you can tell he's struggling, so he just quits because he doesn't want to look bad. I don't like that. It puts me off. It's like you should feel more than happy to look stupid because you know you're going to look stupid at some point. Like just have fun, you know what I'm saying? It's not that deep.
100%. Okay, I got mine then. I think that skating, especially any kind of arts, there are boxes, right? If you look at a lot of the female artists right now, a lot of them is about sexy. It's all about very like overtly sexual stuff. It's and that's cool. Like I'm not digging no one else.
We gonna get into that.
I'm not digging no one for that, right? But I'm saying that like it's like you put yourself in a box. Like I want to see elite skaters. I just want to see elite skaters. Like I don't care what you got in between your legs. I don't care. I just want to see elite. And I feel like a lot of the newer age female skaters, women skaters, are coming up and just going for pure sex appeal.
Because it's not that techie to give sex appeal. It's not that hard to do. So I understand what you mean when you say you want to see like. Yeah,
I want to see That's what I want to see. I want to see elite, and like I feel like there's a like I use Rihanna as a great example. Like she is very good at giving off that sex appeal. Like she's very famous for her dips. Very famous for like giving that sex appeal, that sexual energy, but also she can throw down the middle.
Yes, she
know what I mean? She can throw down. She can show you what one.
She gets involved with like the MC stuff.
And she's ready to go. She's rough and tumble. She's got some moves. She's got some pivots going. Like she's really in that same place. Yeah, and one thing I think Nadia is very underrated for like having both sides, but Nadia is elite in the middle and elite at the slow jam, the slow sets. Nadia's elite everywhere she goes.
Nadia.
Yeah.
Nadia, hello. Nadia,
elite. No one can play. But we need more Nadias.
Yeah, we do.
We can't just have Nadia one.
Do you know what I like about Nadia as well? She's very humble, first of all. Like she doesn't just go around just twirling just because she can.
Yeah.
And also she is she is willing to teach. Like she wants to help people. Because like, for example, me, I can't lie, like I don't always want to teach people. I don't always want to help people. Sometimes I just want to just do my thing by myself, right? But every time Nadia sees me trying something, for example, I see her do something, she sees me trying it, she will then go out of her way to come to me and say like, no, I'm going to teach you. Or we're trying to make a routine and she will come over and be like, let me help you guys with my insight.
100%.
And I love that about her. I think she's really someone who is in it for she's really for the community as a person.
100%. We need more of those.
Yeah. Give us more Nadias.
Let's go.
Please, God. Our main topic of today. Well, it's a question. Oh. Our main topic of today is a question, actually. And this is something that Amir has been wanting to speak about for a while. So the question of the day is, has skating become sexualized?
Overly sexualized.
Overly sexualized.
Yeah.
At that. Would you like to start?
Yeah. I've noticed a bit of an uptick in the very overtly sexual nature of skating. And I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. But I think that there is something to it. Like, especially a lot of the skating videos that are going viral, it's very sexual. You know, like, I'm not trying to get chewed up. I really don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I've just noticed it to be something. And speaking on the topic that we just touched on before, I think it's great if that's who you want to be. If you're like the backpacker, or you're the dipper, or you're you know, baddie. If that's you, that's great. But I feel like there's so much more to skating.
Yeah.
So we don't have to put ourselves in that box. We don't have to just be like,
you don't just have to sell sex.
Right. I'm the biggest, baddest dipper of all time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm backpack number one. Like, I don't think we only have to be like that. There's so much, there's so many tiers to skating, so many things that we can get involved in. And I feel like a lot of that leaning into the very sexual nature is because it's popping right now. And also because it's kind of like speed skating. Like, when people lean into speed skating, I always roll my eyes because I'm like, do you really in speed skating because that is your thing? That's what you love? Because
that's what you see?
Or is it because it's all you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that all you know? Is that you speed skating, blah, blah, like?
Yeah. I think it's difficult, innit? Because if that's what's blowing up, and that's clearly what's working, and that's clearly what's getting someone views, what is going to stop them from saying, alright, cool, if me backpacking and getting a bit sexual gets me views, then why not? Like, because, like, even me personally, like, when I've seen a backpacking video, I remember one of the first backpacking videos I saw, it actually gave me butterflies. Like, it actually invokes a feeling in people, and that's what makes people like the video. That's what gives you, you know what I'm saying? So I think it makes sense to me that a lot of people lean more into that, because that's what goes viral. That's what you see on the skate pages.
I agree.
And stuff
I agree.
That.
I think that if you're skating and the thing that really ignites your soul and ignites your passion is views and likes and clicks, then what I have to say about skating is got nothing to do with. It doesn't matter to you anyway.
Yeah, because
right?
we're not in it for the same thing.
Yeah, we're not the same. We're not in it for the same thing, right? Like, it's not about growing and shaping the community in a positive way. It's about, I can blow up from this, right? Which is fine. You don't have to like skating for the reason that I like skating.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're getting to that point. Like, I've realized that, like, people's taking their tops off more, and like, you know what I mean? Like, this is very, it
is very sexual.
It's very sexual, and there's a very which again,
from both genders,
right, which again is fine. I want to state that I'm not trying to tell people what they should wear or how they should dress or what they should do. I'm just saying that I've noticed that there's an uptick. There was a video, right, of, I don't know his name. I don't really know him. I've seen him around a few times. No, he's a Rasta. He's got dreads, and he was grinding on the thing.
Too smooth.
I don't know.
Blonde dreads.
No. I don't think so. He was like, he had his girl in his arms, and he was grinding, and they were in the middle of flippers, and it was so cringy.
Oh, in flippers.
Yeah, you know the video I'm talking about, right?
That with my own eyes, you know.
Right, and he's got bowers on.
Yeah. I know exactly what video you're talking about.
I'm not a fan.
I personally wasn't really a fan of that either.
That video got sent to me more than any other video has been sent to me. And I've got no problem with him. I barely know the guy. He's always very nice to me, always comes and says hello, but I don't like that. Like, I don't want skating to look like bedroom time, right? I don't like that. I don't think that needs to be in a rink. I don't think that needs to be in and around our space. I think that stuff, just because it goes viral, could kidnap what we're doing and why we're doing it, right?
Because you know what, a guy actually sent that to me and was like, "Oh, are you like on like trying this?" And I was like, "Fuck that!" Like, I'm so sorry, but no. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like,
it is a lot.
Did you see when they were doing up adult night in America and people were like humping each other on the floor?
No.
oh my God, like it was obviously like, if this is something they do, I'm not sure if this is something that they do often, let me know.
Even if it is.
But yeah, it was literally like people were standing in a circle and they weren't even skating, they were just dry humping each other on the floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, rah, like is this where it's getting to?
Even if it is, again, right? I might be talking out of turn. I don't think this is my opinion, so it doesn't matter if I'm talking out of turn, but I'm not a big fan of like the dance culture that's happening now. I'm not a big fan of like all of this stuff, all this overtly sexual stuff out in public and doing all this. I'm not a fan of that regardless, right? So whether it's skating or if it's on feet, I'm not a fan of that anyway. Even backpacking is very like, it's kind of on the edge for me, right? But I think that we're leaning into the culture very heavily, and forgetting that there's other parts of it. And again, I'm not trying to tell people how to skate. I'm just trying to say that there are so many other parts to what we have. Yeah. We don't just have to put ourselves in a box. One, because sexy is good. Right. One, because sexy is selling and it's good for views and all that stuff. Yeah. And two, because, you know, like it's easy to be sexy, right? For most people anyway. But I think that you the best thing you can do is to go out and explore and see what else is out there. And if you still want to be Miss Sexy Thing or Mr. Sexy Thing, then great, right? But there's a lot more skating to offer, you know? And I feel like that's how we're really going to define what the UK skate scene is, because we're in a bit of a, what do you call it? We're kind of like buffering.
Like what we like.
Right.
I'm saying.
Like we're growing and we're changing, and you know, a few years ago everyone was choppers. As that's a great way to think about it.
Go through puberty as a skate scene.
I really like that.
It is hormonal.
It's very hormonal.
Do you know what I was going to say though? So I feel like a lot of the influence for like the sexy skating comes from the American skaters. Yeah. But one thing I have noticed is that, so some of the skaters that we look up to that do all the sexy skating, like the Atlanta skaters, because Atlanta skaters, they move wild. Like, I love it for them though. Like, it's lit. You lot are lit for real. But what I have noticed that Atlanta is also very like, it's where the strippers are. Do you know what I mean? And there is a specific skater that is actually a stripper as well. And she's quite a big skater. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. Her name's, I don't think that's a problem, me saying her name, because she's out about her being a stripper.
I don't know.
But yeah, so maybe I won't put that bit in about her name. But yeah, so she's quite a big skater. She's probably got like 150K, I think. So that's influential, right? That means you've got a couple viral videos. You've got a couple girls watching your videos and being like, oh, I want to do this. But then when I think about it, I'm like, if this girl's a stripper, of course she's going to be doing sexier things, right? So when we're seeing it and we're thinking this is what skaters do, but in reality this isn't. Is it what skaters do, or is it not what strippers do? But do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get you.
We're following someone who is already a stripper, so of course it's gonna just be hella sexual, if that makes sense.
Yes,
and some people don't realize that as well.
Right, but again, I guess this is my point, right? It's like the sexual part of skating, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because there are, like, again, there's cultures that, you know, like, we like the sexual. I mean, even just being here in London, like, we do like sexuality, and it's important. You know, we buy clothes to influence our sexuality or to accentuate our sexuality, and you know, we go to places to accentuate our sexuality and all these things, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with the sexuality itself. It's just like when we box ourselves in, that is where it kind of becomes a problem. And what happens is the culture shifts towards that, and it feels a bit like, sometimes it kind of feels like, okay, well, they did that and they went viral, so what if I do that plus this? You know what I mean? And it feels like we're kind of getting away from what it is that we're doing, you know? Like, again, do you run because it's good for you, or do you run because you're going viral? Do you lift weights because it's good for you, or do you lift weights because you're going viral? Do you skate because it's good for you and you love it, or because you're going viral? And I think that's the thing that's a new part of skating that we're just trying to traverse, because a lot of us are older skaters and don't really use social media very much, or just kind of post and aren't really trying to do anything specifically. And a lot of us are new and just trying to go viral, and you know, skating's fun to get as well, you know what I mean? So you kind of see those people. I mean, there's a couple of times I've been to Road Nation and like influencers have been there and they're just like stopping in the middle doing photo shoots, and I'm like, you
like no, let's talk about it, because as a marshal, do you know how many times I'm trying to show someone, I'm like, bend your knees and take steps, they don't give a toss about what I'm saying. They just want to record and show their friends that they're on skates now. Like, for what? For what? Like, for who? Because you
I completely agree. And this is it, like, one thing that I find very interesting is how everything's kind of shifted, right? Like, before, we didn't really have any spaces to go to. We were complaining about, you know, we can only skate in the summer because, you know, winter.
Like Nation, which is at like the fucking top of the world, and most of us live in South, and then, I don't know where you live.
I live in Tottenham.
Wow.
So it's literally right down the road for me.
Anyways, and then we have what's it called, Harrow, which is even further for us a lot. I feel like most of the skaters are from South, you know.
I think there's a lot there.
Because whenever we're in flippers and they're like, if you're from it's always South London that makes the most noise, you know. Yeah. Big up South London.
Shout out to it, man. But yeah, like, I feel like our priorities have shifted, you know. Like, we never really had spaces to go to, so we would hold up car parks and go to malls and all that stuff. Then we got Road Nation and everyone was at Nation all the time, and then flippers came along and it really
I think flippers changed things. It
gave us a hub. You know what I mean? Like, it's a place that we can really go to and express ourselves. And one thing that I love about flippers is that they're open to hearing the people. You know what I mean? Like, if we want a bit more of this kind of vibe, okay, cool, we'll put Daniel on more then. You know what I mean? Or we want this more vibe. We want more Dom. We want more Mr. Magic. We want more Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, we see these things happening in real time. I don't know what's like. I don't know. I can't speak on anything else other than the bit that I'm involved in, which is skating. And that is excellent, and I love that. And again, like, we're getting shifts in other places too. We're getting you know, like Skate Hub is getting miraculous spins down, you know, like getting people to come in and add more things to our community. You know, I'm sure there's going to be other things in the future, like,
haven't you done quite a couple, like, have you done quite a couple workshops?
Yes.
And stuff? Do you want to let the people know what you've done?
I've done spin workshops. I've done everything.
This is the master spinner, like, by the way, if you ever want to learn how to spin,
I do try.
Skating.
I do try. It's
your guy.
But yeah, like, you know, things like Roll On, like the NC event where we go international. We bring a lot of the American skaters down to showcase the different styles. And
they brought Reggie Premier Brown last time. That was cool.
My point is that our issues are different now, and a lot of them we're trying to fight is because we have all the things we wanted to accomplish, and as we move forward, more things will be accomplished. But one of the things that, and I said it in the beginning and I said it all the way through, and I'm going to say it one more time, one of the things that's ever present right now is that the one thing we need to install more than anything, above everything, is community. Is about putting ourselves in together, working together as a cohesive unit, and trying our best to make these things work together, work in tandem, as opposed to it being like the choppers are over there.
I agree, 100%.
And the jammers are over there. You know
I agree 100%. Because the skate scene is a very nice place, in my opinion.
It's beautiful.
Like, can I just say, like, when I first started skating, I was hanging out with the wrong people. Like, I was one of them vagabonds that would, like, walk around central London with I had no job. Why was I there? The people that I was hanging out with, they didn't even like me. I got jumped one time, guys. It was crazy. And that's a story for another time. Right. But anyway, so it was a really bad environment, kind of. And then when I found the skate scene, and I found that I can go to this place, I can put my stuff down, and I don't have to worry about someone lifting it, and I can literally just go and skate. Everybody's nice. Everybody helps each other. Like, everybody wants to help each other. It's just a nice environment and a very nice space to be in. And that's why I really thanks. Let's go. That's why I really am an advocate for young people to start skating, especially young black men, because we know that there are a lot of paths in this life, and there is also a wrong path. And I feel like if there was a lot more people skating, it would really, like, if you're skating, you don't have time to be holding knives and chasing ops. Like, you're trying to work on your chop.
Yeah.
Like, you're not trying to chop a man up.
I mean, you could probably chase her up better if you're chopping.
True, but don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't chase ops.
We don't chase ops, man. No.
Unless they're my ops, then stand on business. Okay, so yeah, with skating being sexualized and stuff though, I do completely get what you're saying, and I do feel like even myself, when I first started doing the backpacking, I was a bit excited. Like, I was a bit excited, you know. I would be backpacking and the guy would like put his hand on my neck and I would just firm it. In reality though, I didn't really want it. Like, you could do like a 1 and then move it down, but don't hold my neck, because now it's like, now it's okay. Anyways, but then then I would look back. Like, now I look back and I think I've calmed down a lot with my backpacking. If anything, I like backpacking with girls a lot more as well. Like, I like to keep it very much like, I don't know. But then I do say that, but at the same time, sometimes me and Makai just be going crazy, so what can I really say? But yeah, I don't know, I think it's a bit of fun, and I think we all see it kind of like, you see how people see whining?
Yeah.
You know, and catching wines. I think that's how a lot of us view it.
It should be fun. And I'm happy that people are enjoying their time skating. I'm just saying that I feel like it's just a box and you just kind of put yourself in there and I never see you do anything else, and you're sitting down or you're busting a little skank or you're drinking a Maggie on the side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would love it if we all had a bit of a, you know what I mean, a slow jam game and a house game and a disc game and everyone's...
I also think it's because as well a lot of people are like kind of in their like young and hot phase. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. And I mean, look, I catch flack for this because people are always like, oh, don't tell people what to do, leave people alone, blah, blah. I'm saying what you just said. You just said that in the beginning, you got a bit excited and you went a bit crazy, and then you look back and you're like, that was a bit white.
Like, why did anybody fucking...
Right. It's kind of like, you know when you say to someone, oh yeah, like, oh yeah, he looks like a drug dealer, and someone says, oh, what does a drug dealer look like? It's like, fuck off, man. You know what a drug dealer looks like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? In the same way that, like, it's cool to backpack and it's cool to do all this stuff, but when we get a bit too excited, we get this brother dry humping his gal in the middle of the ring. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see, I don't want that. And I don't think we should have that. And I don't think as a community it's good that we promote that. That's my thing. That's just my thing.
No, I hear that still. I hear that. But yeah, I think though at the end of the day, like, we're not telling anyone what to do. As you know, I'm a culprit of backpacking. I love a good backpack myself. I love a good sexy something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's all fun and games at the end of the day. Hopefully. As long as you're not making any babies after, then you know what I'm saying. Let it be what it is. Do you have... And
even if you are making babies, don't make them at flippers.
Yeah, facts.
Go home and make your babies. And with that, I will move my mic from my face.
But yeah, man.
That was really fun.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add at all to anything that we've said today?
I think I've said as much as I can.
Yeah.
I just hope that what I've said is what I think. So if anyone's mad at me, I don't care.
Yeah, that's facts, man.
What I've said is what I think. I just said what I think.
Yeah.
And I'm always open to internal dialogue. I'm always open to criticism. I'm always open to people talking to me about stuff. But yeah, I'm. The last thing I want to say is that I already told you that. I've told you this multiple times, but I think you lot are the bridge. You lot are right in the middle, smack bang in the middle. You're getting really good at skating really quickly, and it's just because you're absorbing the culture all the time. And the only thing that's going to make you look even better is to start traveling, not just to go to places like Barcelona and France and stuff, but to go to America and to see the culture and be a part of it and to make friends and to make contacts and do all that stuff, right? But I'm very proud of you taking a stand and doing this podcast.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you in inviting me on too, because I know having these conversations from a younger perspective and a new old gen perspective,
a senile perspective,
is very difficult to do, and it could be quite daunting. I don't know if you had any kind of second thoughts about it or anything like that.
Not really.
And that's great.
Because I think I know you as a person, and I know that you are someone that is open to converse without it, seeming like anyone's attacking you, and vice versa.
100%.
I think that's a talent that God gifted me with. That I can have real conversations without feeling like someone's attacking me, even if I am doing said thing. Like if it's a That's
great. Can I nominate 2 people to come on this?
Yes.
One person I'd love to come on this is Kai. I'd love to have a conversation with Kai.
Okay.
And the other person is Onyx.
Okay.
Those are 2 people that I'd love to talk to. So I'm nominating Kai and Onyx. I'm sure they'll see this.
Okay.
100% they'll see this. So I'm nominating those 2. I think they should come on here and you should ask them. Obviously you've got lots of questions and stuff, but I think that, I think what you're doing is great, and I really want to see you keep it up.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
I would love to keep it up. I would love to, and I'm glad that first of all you've been a very good guest to have. I think the conversation has been rolling. Like, we've gone on tangents, which is great. I haven't really found myself struggling with what to say, how to feel. You know what I mean? And I just want to give. I just feel like there's a lot of conversations that people want to be having, but no one's having them all together. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
And I feel like rather than a couple lives, we could just start rambling on a podcast.
Let's go. I love it.
You know what I mean? With that being said, guys, I am your host, Christabelle, and this has been my guest, Amir, aka Skate Tings.
Let's go.
And I want to say that is a wrap for the first episode of the Skaters Podcast. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.